Polite Enquiries, MCG final. Nicholas Charland says, are you thirsty? Are you thirsty? Are you thirsty? Are you going to go drink? Are you going to get drunk after this? Are you going to celebrate this game by getting drunk? Are you going to have some drinks?
Well, it's going to be at least a week, Jared, that I'm going to try and take on at least some liquids every day, and then I'll try and ease off and go completely dry of any form of liquid for the rest of the year. Get back on the horse.
You've really got to appreciate that these men have had maybe the biggest day of their entire life, and the question has been, how pissed are you going to get?
Well, that's what international sport is all about. It's earning the right to get dangerously drunk for a week.
Mohammed Yusuf says, what advice would Andy Zolt give McCullum if he was appointed as an advisor? Are you an advisor to the New Zealand team?
Not in an official capacity, but I do have coded messages in most of my pieces that if they read backwards in a New Zealand accent, do tell them how to play the game. And in my piece today, what I said to McCullum, albeit it wasn't explicitly, was take at least 3 balls to play yourself in. I think that would be a key tactic. We've all loved McCullum's cricket and his captaincy in this World Cup, but I think facing Mitchell Starc, just give your eyes a chance. That ball is moving fast.
I think you're wrong. I think you should have gone harder, quicker. The Hero says, so what was it? A contest dominated by batsmen or by bowlers or by brilliant fielding or in some cases sloppy fielding? I think it was dominated by terribly one-sided games.
What, the whole tournament?
I don't know. What do you think?
I mean, can you call a whole tournament a contest? We're getting into very complex legal territory here.
Yeah.
I would say it was mostly dominated by the bat. Not enough close games, not enough jeopardy in those first 4.5 weeks of the tournament. It's a really, really stupid format, dragged out too long. And so there's no sense of building momentum, even in Melbourne, the days before the final. There wasn't a sense of this is reaching a crescendo. Maybe there was in New Zealand because of the team playing so well and it being a bit unexpected there. In Australia, there's an assumption of victory built on the fact that they almost always win.
And they're Australians. It was certainly dominated by something. Matthew Beggs says, can Mitchell Starc produce this form with the red ball? Well, his body language is amazing, right up until the point he did an interview with Shane Warne, and his body language was quite weird. But, I mean, Mitchell Starc has been brilliant in this entire tournament. We can all hope that he's going to be this good in Test cricket, but we have absolutely no idea. But Andy will say he is going to be.
He's definitely going to be this good in Test cricket, as long as you have to only bowl 10 overs in a day. Test cricket needs bowlers like Mitchell Starc. He has been the highlight of the World Cup for me. Just gloriously fast, aggressive in a wicket-taking way, but at the same time almost unhittable. It's been one of the most spectacular displays of bowling, certainly in ODI cricket history. And really, Test cricket needs that kind of bowling. Ideally not in this summer's Ashes. If you could just hold fire on it until September 2015, that would be very greatly appreciated.
Sajeev says, you would have really enjoyed that boo by the crowd given to Srinivasan. Look, I enjoyed it a lot. I enjoy all boos given to Srinivasan. I enjoy most things that happen to Srinivasan that are negative. Were you involved in the boo? Because you were in the crowd.
I was, yeah. I instinctively did.
Booer.
I did find myself. It was a kind of instinctive reaction. It just came out.
There he is on the screen.
I couldn't help it. Yeah. And man, it's a great nation for booing. Your Prime Minister got booed at a funeral recently.
Yeah, well, Shane Watson got booed, and he very nearly came out and hit the winning runs in a World Cup.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that was extraordinary. Who was booing him? Was it Indians or was it Australians?
I thought it was you. Clive says, other than the toss, is there anything else New Zealand won today? I think they won the hearts and minds of many, people.
Yes, well, they did that mostly over the previous 6 weeks or 12 months or whatever, however long this tournament has been. They didn't do a great deal right. They did score a lot of ducks. They beat Australia 4-1 in ducks.
There we go.
The problem was the final duck. I think it was Matt Henry got the 4th duck. 3 ducks in a World Cup final wins you the game. West Indies, 1979, 3 ducks. But when it went to 4 ducks, I'm afraid they were out of it.
I think everyone felt that way. Tanvi says, would the result have been different if the finals played New Zealand? Yes, but the result also would have been different if chickens were ducks. And,
In what way would that
if Andy had wings, there's lots of different things that could have changed the result of this game.
Chickens being ducks would have affected the narrative of this cricket.
You're wrong, but also there's no way this final ever would have been played in New Zealand. Australia were never going to give this up, and
at the same time, I think the answer is no. I think Australia showed on the biggest of occasions. It clearly helped having home advantage, but they were really, really good at everything today.
They were really good at the whole cricket thing.
Yeah, cricket was definitely a strong point for Australia.
Yeah. Jamshed says, who was your man of the tournament? My man of the tournament was Andy Zaltzman, closely followed by Josh Davey. The sort of accidental hero of the bowling from Scotland.
Yeah, my man of the tournament, unquestionably the great Zadran. He's been the man of our tournament, Jared.
He's the man of my personal
He lifted
tournament.
my cricketing spirits just by when I first saw him mark out his run-up. I'd never seen Afghanistan play before. I'd never seen Zadran before. There he was. Right, I mean, he was basically shoving the sight screen out the way in Canberra, getting the stands out and saying, no, I'm Zadran. I will run in from the edge of the universe.
Chrisby says, can the Cricket World Cup polite inquiries continue after this World Cup? We can even make up matches. You don't need to make up matches. Nothing can kill polite inquiries. It's the Srinivasan of online vlogs.
Yeah. It is an absolute human cockroach of a show.
That's it. We'll see you next World Cup.
Hang on, Jared. We're not done with this yet. I can't let this World Cup go. And I've got some more questions for you. This one comes in from Dissenter's Game. Are we ever going to get a good Cricket World Cup?
92 World Cup, 99 World Cup, 2003 World Cup, 83 was okay.
Yeah.
So yes, we have already had it. Will we ever get another good one again? No.
This one comes from G.R. Rai, who says, with every edition of the World Cup, there are new rules coming in. I feel that these rules have killed the thrillers.
No, they haven't. I like the new rules. One-day cricket is the sort of sport that doesn't really know what it wants from itself, so it just, it changes things. That's okay, isn't it, Andy?
Yeah, I mean, who does know what they want from themselves? And also, let's think back to before these rules. The 2007 World Cup was not only a bad Cricket World Cup, it was one of the worst things in the history of humanity in terms of entertainment value, so at least we've moved on from that.
I don't want to go too far with the 2007 World Cup, but it was an actual tragedy. I don't know what Richie Beno, would think about this, but it's an actual tragedy. Basically, all the hearts and minds of the cricket world died at once.
English Nick says, once Oz reach a final, is there any point playing the game as we already know the result?
They've lost 2 finals and won 5, so yes, there is a point in playing it. But let's be honest here. Let's really think about this. Once Australia is in a final of a World Cup, they're probably going to win.
It's the worst form of match fixing in my book, being very good and winning finals. It should be stopped. Dr. Javiria Shoaib says, why no mention of Misbah-ul-Haq and Afridi amongst the players who are retiring?
Sorry, I haven't heard of those guys.
There, that's your answer, and it to be Mark Nicholas's answer as well. Again, from English Nick, does anyone remember what life was like before this World Cup started?
I don't know, but they are literally cleaning the MCG right behind us. It's game over, man. Game over. Next World Cup, next ICC tournament, we'll be there, me and Andy, right there. Polite Inquiries, George Dobell, Mel Farrell, Fidos, everyone. Maybe even, Cricinfo.
I'm not ready to let this tournament go. I think there should be a 9th, 10th place playoff tomorrow featuring England.
We need post-game warm downs.
Yep. Bye-bye.
Bye.